Hi everyone, and welcome to the Tarot Circle. It's the 2nd of July 2024 in US and Canada, and it's the 3rd of July 2024 in Hong Kong, where I am. And today we're a little bit of a tarot triangle. We're missing Barb. She's traveling at the moment, but we've got a little song at the end from her, which should be cool, which we'll play. So first of all, we've had lots of events that have happened since we last put up a video. And just to let you guys know, we've not been ignoring you. We haven't been away for a whole month. We did put up a video, but it got taken down straight away by YouTube. So I'll pop the link below for the video where we popped it on Rumble. So you can go and watch that video and you'll probably understand why we got taken down. I'm not going to talk about it because this one will get taken down. So without further ado, let me introduce my other members of my tarot triangle. We've got Kaila. How are you?
Hi everyone. I'm good, thanks. I hope everyone is doing well.
Good. Lynn, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. We have a new baby chicken on at the home front. Had a nice little surprise when I went out to the chicken coop and saw the baby chicken.
Are they all named, Lynn?
No. There's a few of them that are named. No, they're egg layers.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. All right. So just before we clear the energy, I'm just going to talk about what we're going to talk about today, because I'm going to talk about what we're going to talk about. Oh, goodness. It's going to be one of them, isn't it? We've had lots of fun and games, as everyone watching this has probably seen. So we've had the Trump and Biden debate. So we're going to ask about whether Biden will still be the Democratic representative and how many people roughly are still going to vote for Biden. We've got the UK election on Thursday, the 4th of July. And will it be beneficial for the country? What will the outcome be? There's also supposed to be an event mid-July, as discussed by a number of different people. And is this going to happen? Julian Assange was released last week from jail. And is he going to bring lots of truth to the mainstream as well? And SCOTUS has been getting up to all sorts of funs and games. I can't talk to say fun and games, and we're wondering whether this is going to return us to the original US Constitution. So without further ado, let's clear the energy. So I'm going to hand over to Kaila because I think she needs to, because I can't talk. Let's hand over to Kaila and Lynn.
Hello everyone again. It's so nice to be here with you all today. So today for the energy clearing, we want to channel healing energy from source to everyone out there that needs it for whatever reason. Spirit just wants to remind you that this life is just one small chapter in who you really are and just how powerful you are. So we ask our spirit guides, our higher selves, God, source energy, to lift the vibration of everyone listening to this video whenever they listen to it. Only energy of the highest vibration for our highest good only is allowed to remain, and everything else must leave now. Over to you, Lynn.
Over to you, ladies.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Kaila. So, and also forgot to say, if you like our content, please like, share, subscribe and comment. because we really appreciate your effort and it helps grow a little channel. We've also got a little Facebook page as well called the Tarot Circle Community, and I'll put the link below for that as well. So yeah, so we're here basically at the moment just to try and give a little bit of clarity about really what's going on, because there's so many confusing things that's happening in the world. So our cards help to give us some clarity and give you guys some clarity as well. So our first question, so this happened last Thursday, Friday with the Trump debate, and there's been an absolute hoo-ha on the mainstream media. You know, surprise, surprise, Biden seems like he's losing the plot, which we kind of knew already. And so the Democrats are talking about maybe replacing him. So is it going to happen? Is Biden going to be the representative for the Democrats? I see Kaila shuffling already.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what was quite funny with all of this, it's like it was as if it was like a big surprise, and if anyone's got eyes and ears, then they would have known that Biden is really not compos mentis at the moment, and certainly not well, hang on a minute, let's rewind a bit. That's even if it's him. I mean, I saw something today that said that it was three people playing Biden in masks, and yeah, whoever that is isn't
that was just
Biden.
during the debate too.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen that video that I think it was him talking afterwards, and his eyes are dark brown or something?
Oh, there's been some videos where his eyes are pitch black. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like his eyes were supposed to be blue.
Yeah.
So
well, it's not his original facial structure. I don't care how old you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Your face doesn't change that much.
What's Lynn for you, as you're in the US? What's the general feeling been in your kind of local area, either online or in person, post this debate? Are people like talking about it, or
no? The Dems seem to be pretty quiet, and I'm not really seeing a whole lot from the Republicans either. So
are you in a red or a blue
I'm not really
state?
looking for it, huh?
Are you in a red or a blue state?
I'm in what they call typically a purple state.
Mix.
Yeah, because we tend to go either way.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. All right. So the question in your head was what, Kaila?
Will whoever is playing Biden, whether it's the real guy or not, will he be the one who is the Democrat nominee or representative that goes up for the election?
And so the Knight of Cups is Biden?
Is him, yes.
And death is a situation?
Yes.
Says it all, really, doesn't it?
So it's not giving a yes.
Oh, do you wanna talk us through what?
So in the past, we have the High Priestess. There's a lot of secretive stuff happening there. He's coming across as a Knight of Cups, and just below is the Page of Wands. Whoever is playing him is definitely younger than him, that mask wearer. There's a transformation. So we're getting the Death card for that question. Will he be the nominee? There's a transformation happening here, and the light is being shone on this person or the situation with the Hermit card just below. Interesting that we have the King of Pentacles in the middle there in the situation, what it's looking like. So that's interesting. In the outcome, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So they're going slowly and carefully. In the advice card, we have the Page of Wands and we have the Hermit. So it's going to look like it, like for a while, I believe, with the Page of Wands, because it's like a soft yes. But then we have the Five of Pentacles and the Devil. So I think it's still up in the air what's going to happen directly before the election. At least that's what I'm getting. There's some reveals and some something's happening with that devil card coming out. And it's all for the good with the Empress card at the bottom of the deck. But I think they're taking it one step at a time and playing out this show. So we're not getting a yes on that, and things will unfold slowly and carefully. I think it's still up in the air as to whether we're going to have this election or not.
I almost get with the Five of Pentacles, they're walking away from the election.
That's what I was wondering, yeah.
Because do we think that the whole Biden show is under white hat control?
I think so by now.
So.
Yeah. I think what we're seeing definitely is, I mean, there's no way if the black hats were in control, they would allow him to be bubbling like this.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting with the Empress at the bottom of the pack as well. She always, like, it's almost like nature will kind of, I feel like there's going to be something that happens that nature kind of takes it all back, as it were. And of course, we've still got this imminent financial crash that people keep talking about, and we've got we've got the King of Pentacles, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and then we've got the Five of Pentacles there. So, you know, there's still a little bit of this chitter chatter in the background, I feel, regarding the finances as well. Do you want to, have you still got your pack there?
Yeah.
Do you want to pull a couple of cards and see what percentage of the population is likely at this moment in time to vote for Biden?
Okay. So I got the Eight of Pentacles. I don't know how you want to interpret that. I would say it's just like 20%. I will go the other way around and say this card would show that about 80% of the people have woken up and sort of sinking in. And I would say like maybe 20% or just like out of it, not looking at what's happening.
I mean,
diehards.
What's really interesting, if you look at, say, Joe Biden's Instagram account, if you look at the comments below, I mean, it's just crazy. You know, it's all like, step down, mate, that's it, enough, you know. And like, some people are obviously awake to what's really happening, but there's a lot on there like, mate, you've had your time, just walk away. So yeah, I'm sure, just as you say, and I think there's always going to be like this small proportion of the population that just ain't gonna wake up to the truth, whatever you kind of throw at them, right? So 20% sounds about right there. Any other questions about the Trump debate, Biden, that we want to kind of add in here? Anything that springs to mind for you guys?
I don't think so right now. I can't think of anything at the moment.
Okay. All right. So next up, we've got the UK election. So at the moment, you've got the Conservatives in power with Rishi Sunak, and I don't think anybody really wants him in power. I don't think he was even elected. I think he was, not that elections really mean much these days, do they? Let's be honest, it's all a bit of a shit show. But from the Labour perspective, the Labour camp, who historically have been the main competition for Conservative, the British equivalent of the Democrats, I guess. You've got Keir Starmer, Sir Keir Starmer, and he was head of the Crown Prosecution Service when Jimmy Savile's case was going through, and he just waved it away. So he let basically Jimmy Savile go free. And there's a whole heap of stuff about how because he's a lawyer by trade, and how he's let rather nasty people go. So I don't really think that he's going to be a great option for the UK. But some people might see him as like a great kind of alternative, if you like, because the country is going to the dogs, as most countries are at the moment. But
Exactly.
up from the ashes, you've got this new. So it used to be Liberals and Lib Dems. I have no idea what's happening to them. I haven't really heard of anything. But you've got this new party called Reform, and this is headed by Nigel Farage. And some people think that he's the Great White Hope. Apparently, he's going to take people out of like all the Davos stuff and all that kind of thing. But part of me just goes, really, I'm not sure, because during COVID he was pushing the old. So
wasn't he a prime minister once before?
No.
Oh, what?
No. Was he pushing Brexit? I can't bloody remember. I can't.
Oh, maybe he did something with that, because I was like,
Yeah.
why do we know him? Especially over here in the States.
He's been around doing stuff, but yeah.
Okay.
So, and apparently he's gaining a lot of traction. So and like I say, people think he's the Great White Hope, and people always want a Great White Hope. So questions on this. Should we have a little bit of an overview of the outcome of the election? Let's see what kind of energies that we get. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Lynn, do you want to pull on that one as your kind of not British?
All right, so we just want an overview
of what's going to happen in the UK election. Yeah.
England, the outcome. Okay.
Yeah. And I think they're having mail-in votes as well, I think.
Oh, do you guys usually do that?
A good question. I don't really know. I know technically I could, but I don't know what hoops I have to jump through to mail in my vote as I live overseas. But yeah, and there's also been talk of people spoil their ballots. So to put like I do not consent or something on there. That's there's talk of that, people trying to push that because they believe that none of these people are actually any good. Yeah. I mean, I'm actually wondering whether, these UK, because we've also got as well in France, Le Pen. I'm not sure whether she won her first election or like the first kind of, I don't know, like I'm saying
first round. Was it like a first round or something like that? They do something weird in France, don't they?
I'm not sure how it works. But yeah, so there's all these kind of upsets happening all over the world, and I don't know whether these people that are likely to come in are still kind of Davos WEF puppets, or whether they're actually going to be there for the good. It depends on how much the good guys are in charge, really. From what I hear from the UK side of things is that Reform are looking like the front leaders at the moment. This is the impression that
that's Nigel's group.
Yeah.
Well, look what we got on the bottom again.
Right.
The Empress.
Interesting. And we've got that death card again, but in a different position.
Yeah.
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 So
and the Chariot and the Ten of Swords.
So the Two of Cups represents, what is that, kind of the country or the?
Yeah, it was election? I just asked what was the general, what they want us to know generally about the outcome. I guess I want to say that. I think I did say the outcome. So,
Mm.
so there's some sort of agreement on whoever's gonna win. Still kind of hidden with that four of coins. They're keeping that close, but when it comes out, well, there's going to be something new, and the page of coins, that could be the death and going into the page of coins, the new financial system over there, maybe.
Yeah, because if you look, you've got the four of wands in the past, haven't you? Which kind of says like everything's kind of flipped out.
Something victory,
yeah.
something good.
Yep. Yep.
Look at that bottom row though. We've got the Ten of Swords, we've got Death, and we got the Chariot, which is interesting, isn't it? Because Death is like a long, slow change, and then you got Chariot next to it,
which is
speedy.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Ten of Swords, so people got surrender to whatever's going on.
But it's also funny that the Chariot is the Cancer card, and we are in Cancer season.
Oh yes, that's true.
Yep.
When I saw the is it Ten of Swords?
It's the Ten of Swords. Yep.
Ten of Swords, in this deck. And the Chariot, I immediately got the feeling that with that Four of Wands in the background, that whoever you're seeing has been removed already, and we have different people playing this role.
Yeah.
So whatever it looks like, and we had so many things happening in London recently, right? With all those signals and horses and lots going on with the royal family. I think whatever's being played out, there's a long and slow transformation happening with that Death card, but it looks like it's going to be all for the better.
And you've got the Six of Cups and the Fool. So these are, you know, there aren't any bad cards here. Even like, you know, you could say that Death next to the Ten of Swords is not quite so well aspected, but there's not anything really bad happening here, is there? It's not feeling like someone really bad will come in and screw the country up. It looks like it's all for the better. That's
new beginnings.
New beginnings,
the Empress and everything. Yep.
And because the Four of so it's okay. The Four of Cups in this deck, that there's a little child there, so I'm hoping that means there's a new beginning. Something has flipped with the little ones.
You mean the Six of Cups?
Yeah. Is it the Six of Cups? Sorry, it's not the Four of Cups. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm hoping there's a new beginning and something has flipped with the little ones. And again, we have the Empress at the bottom of the deck. We in the first pull,
and the Fools, which is our new beginning. So
right. And the Empress also showed up in the first pull we did, and that was about the US. And here it is again, bottom of deck for the UK.
Yeah.
And she also is carrying a baby in this one too.
That's true.
I mean, I'm going to be super careful about what I say here, but there's been a history of people that are in power in the UK that like younger people, should we say. So yeah, hopefully that is being tossed to the curb, and that's not going to happen anymore. Yeah, there's obviously some kind of plan afoot, isn't there, with that? Or Four of Coins and the Two of Cups.
And like we said, all for the good, for sure.
All right. Okay. This is good. All right. So let's talk about the mid-July event. So many people have been talking about this. So there's been a number of astrologers who have been talking about the planets and the energies show that something is going to happen around kind of mid-July. Cliff High's been talking about this for a while. How does Cliff High say it? He's because what he does, he has some weird, not weird, but kind of
it's like the algorithms of the words and stuff like that.
And technical process.
And he kind of measures it by the words and the expressions that are used on social media, and he can tell kind of what the feelings are like if people are getting amped up and things like that. So he reckons it's going to hit a high around the 15th of July. And he's also saying that, and I'm not sure whether it's him or others, but whatever happens, we're going to be talking about it for months to come. And also the Future Forecasting Group, who are a bunch of remote viewers, have remote viewed on what Cliff High said, and they've seen all sorts of things, from kind of, I don't know, missiles, UFOs, that all that kind of thing. So, and I think there's going to be, whatever we think's going to happen, something weird and wonderful will surprise us all. So mid-July, is there going to be an event? Shall I pull on this one?
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask, is there going to be, you know, a substantial kind of event, or events, because it could be more than one, because it could be in multiple countries, I would.
Yeah, and they're not necessarily all happening right. I think the dates are like from around the 15th to the 20th or something like that. So,
yeah. And it could be even as early as next week, right, with the 10th or something. So okay, so is there going to be something substantial happening in the world around about the mid-July? What do you guys personally think is going to happen?
I'm just waiting.
Yeah, I'm just open
waiting to
and
see.
wait. I'm happy things have started to sort of, you know, ramp up a bit, especially with the debates and the election, because we've been waiting so long to see things moving, right? And we keep hearing about this hot summer. So let's see.
I just remembered the Republican National Committee is the 15th.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
I forget what Woo Woo Dude was forecasting around this time too. He's seen some stuff too. And I can't remember if Joe has as well. Snippy.
All right.
Everybody can see how technical we are with our cell phones taking our pictures.
We are very technical.
Tech savvy.
Okay, uploading then. I mean, because we've got a major arcana in the High Priestess in the middle row, you could view that as a yes, but it's hidden.
Yeah. The High Priestess and the Eight of Swords suggest that they don't really want to tell us much information about it. And there's divine timing at play with the Temperance card. So, I mean, it's likely that the date might be off. It may or may not be the exact date.
Yeah, you've also got at the bottom of the deck, you've got the Four of Swords. But I feel that with the Nine of Cups, whatever's going to happen, it's going to be a good thing. Again, there's no real nefarious cards here, are there? It's all kind of a good kind of feel of, obviously with the Seven of Cups, that's not so good, and that could bring out some fears of people. You know, it's could be a mixed bag.
What I see with the Strength, the 10 of Wands, and the 7 of Cups, whatever it is, looks like it's going to be a big event, something very powerful, and it would represent some sort of ending, but there's going to be some sort of illusion around it. So it's going to be a bit of smoke and mirrors. What they portray to you might not be exactly, you know, true, the details of it. For instance, maybe who is doing it, or may not be true.
Or maybe it's the illusions being exposed. because of that Ten of Swords being the ending with strength.
Okay.
They could be exposing all the illusions.
That will be
that have been-
wonderful.
Yeah.
And we did get the Page of Wands in the outcome, which is a soft yes
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
in the outcome.
So you've got the Page of Wands as a soft yes. You've got the Queen of Swords as in the truth. Um, but yeah, just as you said, Kyla, with that Temperance card, timing might kind of move a little bit. But I think it's interesting that we've got 3 major arcanas in this pool, two in the main spread. So definitely this is kind of a karmic kind of event that is, I would say, looking at this spread, that something will happen, but timing might be a little bit not mid-July. What do you guys think, if you were just to answer that question?
I think timing is always hard for us to get answers anyway.
Yeah.
So even us trying to predict them, you know, I think it's coming. It could be, you know, the 15th or the 20th, or it could be a little after. It could be before. Who knows? You know. But like you said, divine with the Temperance, it's divine timing. So when it's meant to happen, it will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to pull any more cards on this particular event itself, as I've got my cards here? Any particular questions on this?
Do you want to ask if this is going to be in the US? And just pull 1 or 2 cards.
I've got the 8 of Cups and I've got the 5 of Cups. That says to me there's going to be some emotions happening here. I've got I mean, you could say that
they might be walking away from it with the 8 of Cups. They're walking away, and that 5 being a little disappointed, like maybe they were going to do it there, but maybe now they're having to move it somewhere else.
Maybe temporary setbacks.
Yeah, could be.
I mean, the 8 of Cups can also be like a passing over card, and people sad because of that. I don't know if that's applicable in this particular way. I'm going to pull 1 more card and see if there's will something happen outside of the US. And I pulled the Judgment card.
Wake up call.
Yeah. So perhaps it isn't in the US, perhaps it's somewhere else. But
I asked about the US, the same question, is it going to be in the US? And I got Knight of Swords, so quick news, whenever it does happen, it's going to be quick and unexpected. And also the 4 of Cups, which means that when we're looking over here, something is going to happen over here. So it could be in the US, but not where it's expected to happen, or it could be somewhere else totally. I think things are kind of up in the air and divine timing at play again.
I sort of, when I heard people talking about, I was listening to the future forecasting group the other day, and they were saying about, you know, it's something that people will be talking about for months. I kind of feel like there's like a 9/11 type thing, you know, because people were just talking about this for months and years, and we're still talking about it, right? Yeah, so that's, I'm not sure whether we've got absolute clarity on this, but but I think we get the feeling that something is going to happen, but when?
Yeah, with that High Priestess card, they don't want to really let us know. You know, it's kind of secretive.
Yeah, and also like what as well, you know, that's, I think, excuse the pun, playing the cards very close to their chest on this one. And I think rightly so, because, you know, us awake folk, you know, we're kind of expecting it, but we don't know what. We have no idea what it could be. Absolutely anything, couldn't it? And there have been, you know, it could be the sorts of things that it could be, you know, it could be UFO type stuff. It could be kind of, you know, there was talk this morning about missiles hitting certain targets. I'm not sure whether missiles hitting.
Didn't the future forecasters, one of those guys saw something alien related, I think, didn't they?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And there's been a lot of people talking about that. So
I kind of think that an alien thing is going to be more likely as events that people were talking about for a while, rather than just, I don't know, a missile hitting a certain target, you know. But it could be multiple things happening. It could be a UFO hitting a target. I don't know. Right, let's talk about Julian Assange. So Julian Assange has been in prison in the UK in Belmarsh for 5 years. And before that, I think for 7 years, he was in the, is it Ecuadorian consulate or something. And basically he's the is he the CEO of WikiLeaks, and WikiLeaks released a load of information over a number of years about the US government and people in the US government, and what they've been up to personally and what they've been up to during wartime. And of course they didn't like what he was releasing, and so they basically shut him up. But the other day he was released. Now, people have been saying that he hasn't really been in prison. Apparently he looked very well for being, apparently he's had some heart problem, but apparently he's been in isolation for 23 hours a day in a very small cell. And people were saying he looked quite well for that. So whether he has been in jail or not, the optics are that he is now out. He's now back in his homeland of Australia. And will he bring the truths out to the mainstream? Because there's been more and more truths, sort of, you know, all these apparent conspiracy theories are no longer conspiracy theories. They're turning into conspiracy facts. And so is he going to bring to the foreground either new truths or maybe some of the old truths that are conspiracy theories, and bring kind of like facts to them?
You mean, is he just going to release more of the information that he has, as opposed to, you know, because he's got all the goods on everybody, so he's going to be able to start releasing that? Because there's been mention of him having some sort of a gag order too, which we haven't really heard what all that entails.
Yeah, I haven't heard that he's had a gag order. Is that something that's been out there?
I heard something, yeah.
Did you?
That he wasn't. Yeah, it was supposed to be something about whatever information he has that hasn't been released yet can't come out, or something, was what I was hearing. So, you know, is he going to release information? Can he release information?
Because some of the information that he put out before relates to possible Democrat
Pizzagate,
pleas, shall we say? Yeah. So yeah, if anyone's not probably
shenanigans
about Pizzagate on YouTube, but please do look that up, which is fun. So yeah, what is that? So what was your question, Kaila, on this one?
So my question was, going forward, is he going to play a role in bringing out truth in the mainstream media or in the public eye once more?
So he's the hermit?
Yes.
Okay. So he's the hermit. The situation is the magician. Well, there you go.
A show. It's been a show.
So we've got similar cards again, haven't we? We've got the 10 of Swords. We've got the 4 of Wands. We've got the 8 of Cups again.
So we have him coming up as the Hermit. He has played an important role. We have the Hermit and the Magician. So, and also we have the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck. So he has played an important role in what's been happening. There's a victory there. Now it's in the public eye again. We have another victory card below him, and we have one in the middle, the 6 of Wands. And the Magician card, it shows to me that yes, we have heard lots of stuff in the mainstream media, but a lot of us believe that he has played a very important role in bringing out truth, and he has been protected. He's been protected while under supposed custody. In the past, we have the 7 of Pentacles, so he has sown the seeds of truth. And it has come to fruition where a lot of people have realized a lot of stuff that has been happening. But in the outcome, we have the 10 of Swords. So I think there's a victory here with what he's already revealed. I don't know about the gag order. I have not heard anything about that. But whatever it is, I believe in the future, the information he's already brought is going to come out even bigger. And it's going to be like even more of a victory, you know, for generations to come with that 10 of Pentacles. And it's caused a lot of people to look at things in a different way with the Hanged Man. What would you guys say about the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Cups?
Yeah, so I think whatever stuff comes out is going to upset people, isn't it? But
Kaila, can you pull 2 more cards and see if Julian capitulated, or was he always at the good side? I'd be curious.
I got the Page of Swords, the Devil, and the 3 of Swords.
Huh. So you're going to read that as a capitulation?
I would.
Yeah.
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. That would explain why Ole Demagogue doesn't like him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What has he said?
The last interview I saw with him with Mark Barewski, he just said, "I'm sorry." He goes, "I know a lot of people like him." He goes, "I don't trust him. It's just been his information that he's found." He didn't really get into details about it because that's not what the type of show it was. But and I think I've heard him say that to Michael Jaco before too. That he doesn't trust Julian. So that's why I wanted her to pull those cards, just to see if he had capitulated or if he'd always been on the good side.
I did another
I think he does come from the families too.
I see.
So kind of like Elon, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So
they come over to the good side eventually.
And they're using the brand of.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. All right. All right. So next question. There seems to be some court rulings that have been happening, like Supreme Court rulings in the US, that seem to be trying to take the US back to its original constitution. Shall I pull on this, Lynn, as I'm not American yet?
Yeah, and I have a dog barking right now.
Okay, that's all right. So I'm going to ask, is there a strategy to because also you've got America going through its Pluto return. Yes.
So is Canada, actually.
Okay.
Since we're about the same age.
So yeah, so changes the first. So yeah. Is there a plan to restore the original constitution?
Then do you want to explain a little bit about that to some people who may not understand what this is about, the original Constitution?
That goes into America becoming the corporation in 1871 after Abraham Lincoln's assassination. I think it was Ulysses S. Grant that basically signed America over to the corporation, which then, is indebted to the Vatican and to London. So, does that explain it enough, you think, Kaila?
I think so.
So complicated.
It's so complicated, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see.
How did you formulate your question?
Is there a strategy to return the US to the Constitution? In the past is a strategy card. 7 of Swords is strategy. 8 of Wands, things going quickly. Well, this is true. The moon is the situation. So yeah, going into unknown territory here. Dark Night of Soul, that's that sort of thing.
That could be the death of the Constitution as we know it right now.
Yeah, exactly. You've got the star card on the bottom. You've got the 2 of Swords. Things are kind of, you could either say that is kind of on hold, or it's going to all happen within a couple of months. Ace of Pentacles, I mean, that to me says like, the new financial kind of system situation. Yeah, exactly. Interesting with the clarifiers. Ace of Swords, the Devil, and the Empress, and the Devil's kind of sitting between truth and kind of that Empress card again. So it's almost, I feel like the Devil's been kind of crowded out. He's getting pushed aside. So anything kind of nefarious is just the truth. The truth will kind of overtake anything that's not so great. Still there's some hidden stuff on the bottom of the deck. But yeah, I would definitely say there's a strategy with change.
Go
on.
What I'm getting from that bottom row is there's even a third way. It's almost as if the cards are going even further into the future and saying whatever is being worked on or whatever needs to happen is not even one of 2 ways. The corporation, not even the old constitution, it's something totally new. With the star card and the Ace of Pentacles is it's like a third option with unknown information, something that's brand new coming about, and for that to happen, healing has to happen. And
that can be us living in our own sovereignty.
That's what I was getting, especially with the moon card. It's like when you ask that question, it's like, there's whatever it is it's a mysterious, it's something new. Whatever we're seeing are even illusions, and it brings me back to the point that we've been seeing come up more and more in our cards, as well as with Janine, where I think even we brought this up in some of our practice sessions, that whatever we're going to see happening, or even what we're being told in alternative media, it's not even going to be that. It's going to be something even totally new, something totally different.
Yeah.
Kind of like us going back, you know, even though we keep saying new financial system, I mean, it's probably going to be the bartering and, you know, trade, even trade, and so on and so forth, where there isn't necessarily a money system per se.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's going to have to be something like that for like the short term, but yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But
Yeah.
I'm saying like long term, yeah, down the road.
And I think just on that note, I think the problem is that we've all kind of been brought up that, you know, money is the it's the kind of benchmark.
Cash is king.
Yeah, exactly. It's the benchmark on abundance. And with that Empress card, it's almost like saying, you know, it's not just about money. Look outside. This is a real abundance. This is what it's really kind of all about. And, you know, people and what people bring and people's energy and skills and all of that sort of thing, that is way more important than how much money that you've got in the bank and what type of person that you are. And I think yeah, that is something that is going to change soon, that the whole
like there won't even be
towards
regular
money.
jobs. We're going to be doing what we love to do, and it's, you know, and I think that's even kind of a part of the new money system. You know, we've always just been taught work hard, make the money, pay the bills, go to sleep, wake up, and do it all over again, right? So
there's never been any real living, has there? It's all about paying the bills to put a roof over your head and food on the table. I mean, just imagine
survival.
Exactly. Just imagine if everybody was given $1 million, should we say? You know, everyone has enough money. If people want to go out and earn more money, then that's absolutely great. But everyone's got enough, and no one needs to struggle to fulfill their bottom layer of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So everyone has enough food, and you know, everyone has enough to pay for their housing and all that kind of thing. And everything else is just kind of gravy, as it were. Can you imagine how different everybody's lives would be when you wake up in the morning and go, I think I'm going to paint today because I feel like painting, or I just feel like going hiking for the day, and you know. But of course, everything is going to have to change, isn't it? Because you know, otherwise everything will break down. You know, because there will always be certain jobs that have to be done. So, you know, there's a whole lot of change happening. But yeah, if we just take money out of the equation, how different would life be? I mean, it's crazy how different it would be. All right, so there's definitely a strategy to, and I think this kind of just comes into, just as you guys were saying, you know, there's just a bit, this hints at just a bigger change on a global kind of perspective. And I say globe because I don't know if we live on a globe, but on a world perspective, there's just going to be this huge shift to life just being very, very different. Okay, any more questions that have come to mind? While I've been chatting, or should we do Lynn's 2-week poll? You're muted, Lynn.
I still have a dog barking. Kaila, can you take
What?
take the reins?
Okay, so these cards, both Lynn and I, when we saw these cards, we thought, wow, these are, you know, I know every week we tend to say the cards are intense, but it looks very intense this week. And there seems to be a lot of focus on the family. We have the wedding card on top, and then we have the 2 of Cups just below. And what I got from that was, and just next to the wedding card, we have card number 4, which is the house. And this card in the Lenormand deck represents a family in the home and whatever makes you feel comfortable and where you belong. And then we have the Eight of Wands, which is a lot of attention and focused energy, and it's spiritual energy. What I'm seeing here, it's symbolizing a lot of focus on unions, choices, agreements, and even soul contracts to me. Then we have card number, is it 34 on top, representing breaking free and creating a dream, as if it's reminding us to use our spiritual knowledge and abilities for something bigger. With the High Priestess card just below, the Moon and the Empress, I believe, signals a period of uncertainty is here. We have the Coffin card, and we have the Four of Coins. I think there's the literal death of whatever we have been used to in the world, the ending. Now, this is sort of worrying because we have a lot of family cards, and we have the Coffin card, we have the Moon card here. We know we're going into a period of time where we're going to see some fallout from some of the stuff that happened over the last few years. So I think these cards are calling for us to go internally and to, seek that spiritual part and inner guidance. And interestingly enough, Lynn sent something today about the Neptune retrograde, and it starts today, July 2nd, where we are at, and it goes on all the way into December 7th. And this calls for a lot of transformation. It says, you need to see through the illusion, and go deeper, look for deeper clarity and insight, look past the masks. So it seems like a lot of illusions will be dropping, and we need to go inwards to figure everything out. It says, don't numb your pain or hide from the truth. It's asking you to face those fears, face those inner demons, find positive outlets, focus on the authentic, and put your roots into what is real. And it's interesting that this is what is said. And then we have the Empress card there, and it's like, and the mother holding the child and putting roots into the earth. So it's really calling for, going inwards and grounding. Lynn, do you have anything to add?
No, you got it all, I think. I mean, we're going to just expect to see the unexpected, to see illusions, things that we thought were real coming forth. I think the moon is interesting because it's, it looks like a rave. It looks like a disco ball. It doesn't really look like the moon per se. So I almost felt like maybe that's one of the illusions that comes to light, maybe even.
Quite possibly, right? I mean, how many times have we pulled the Empress card tonight?
Tonight.
Absolutely tons of times. And I think, unfortunately, with that Coffin card, we'll continue to see people kind of passing over because of stuff that's happened in the past. But I think what I get from this spread is like we've got to take a bigger view of it. It's just an act in a play, just as you said, Kaila, at the top of the show, and people will pass on and then they'll come back, and it's all like a strategy in some ways. But I think as well, us awake people have got to be here for the people that are waking up. And there's going to be lots and lots of waking up happening, I think, especially just as you say, Lynn, I don't know, let's be told that the moon is made of cheese instead of like instead of moonness, everyone will freak out, so there's going to be some freaking out happening.
Ally, just real quickly, the coffin, if you go to the expression, you put the nail in the coffin, and it's right above the Four of Pentacles. So is it the ending of the financial system?
Yeah. I mean,
and that we have the microphone on that bottom dice too. The death, is that the death of media?
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's been interesting, isn't it, with all the Biden-Trump stuff that's been happening this week? Like, the mainstream has been like telling truths about, well, look at the state of Biden, like, well, what the hell's happening there? You know, whereas for the last kind of few months or years, they've been just like, oh, nothing to see here, nothing to see. So
believe what we tell you, not what you're seeing.
Exactly. Yeah. And also what that little mic could be, it's more people like us kind of having a little bit of a platform, rather than, you know, big mainstream kind of media. You know, everyone can be their own media if they want to, can't they? Right, shall we play Barb, as Barb isn't here?
You ready?
So Barb produced a little video for us, and yeah, here she is. Oh, can you push the volume up a bit?
I'm feeling a little sentimental, and you know why. But I like to do.
Can you hear her?
Vaguely.
She's speaking softly.
Yeah.
Let me see if I'll leave that picture of her. Maybe I can play the song on my phone and get it to play a little bit louder. Hold on.
Hi, ladies.
Is that better?
Tarot Circle. Great show.
Yeah.
Lots going on. I'm feeling a little sentimental, and you know, you all know why. But I like to do a song by Elvis Presley. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin that I can't help falling in love with you? All right, happy Democrat, happy Republican. Ciao for now from Italy. Love you.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Bob. Now, just to say that Bob was actually singing. We just didn't sync up the audio and the visual, so it wasn't like she was not singing. Right. Okie dokie, guys. Thank you very much, and let's hope it's not too much of a crazy couple of weeks, but let's see. Hey,
bring it on. Let's
get it over with. Let's do it. All right, everybody. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.